Remember just a few weeks ago when everyone made a lot to do about nothing? Underdog, 64% clip, NFL parity. This is the season that underdogs are going to continue to cover at an alarming rate each week. Guess what? That stopped last Sunday and Monday. Favorites 10-4 and sent sportsbook directors heading for the hills, quoting seven-figure losses at the biggest shops here in Las Vegas. I can't even imagine what the numbers look like offshore, but I can assure you one thing, they weren't much better. Such a day for the public. A young lady at a local casino here, Red Rock Station, 15-team parlay, $5, turned it into six figures. You have to applaud that kind of thing, taking advantage when the numbers present themselves. But like we said, the markets adjust, and it's just this time of year certain teams begin to rise above the rest and make it a challenge to back some of those home underdogs catching 3.5, 4 points, your Jacksonvilles, your Tennessee Titans, and a few other teams that we'll get to later. A big pet peeve of mine, though, and I followed it on social media, and you listen to people talk who deem themselves favorites or underdog players. You're either a bettor or you're not. Value comes in all shapes and sizes, and if you limit yourself to only betting underdogs, especially in the NFL, you're not doing yourself a service. Now, we're not talking about laying 13 or 14, hoping teams go out there and bury their opponent, but you have to be flexible, understand each opportunity that presents itself, and if you need to lay 3, that's what you need to do. You don't have to just play a dog or fade the public to consider yourself a wise guy. I'll say it again over and over, fades aren't always the sharp side. Sunday, prime example, the Denver Broncos get bet down to 3. The sharps came in, laid to 3, and the public drove up the number against Cincinnati. But when the number's 5.5, 6, the value starts to go away. The pros can bet the public sides, but remember, they're always going to get the best of the number. Don't take the worst of it. So when you look at the change in odds, I mean, that's the thing that'll separate the pros from the Joes. This week, though, early liabilities reports are in. You can expect the house to need Jacksonville, Philadelphia, Carolina, and New Orleans. No surprises there, as Denver and Atlanta quickly becoming the two teams the public wants to bet each week. As we shift gears, looking at the college hoop season rapidly approaching, I hope everyone's done their homework. They're prepared for a lot of these non-conference showdowns where the pretenders and the contenders will start to figure out their identities. Remember, the markets this time of year a little more inefficient now than they will be in January, February. So the guys that are prepared, they're going to do their damage, but that doesn't mean you need to be reckless. Do your homework, watch the teams, find a way to bet here and there. Nothing more enjoyable than taking in the Maui Invitational or the Great Alaska Shootout right around the holidays. Be able to spot things that line makers are reluctant to adjust to. Teams tinkering with new systems, they're playing a different tempo, coaching styles. Books are a lot more stubborn than you can be as a bettor. They're not going to overhaul their power ratings based on 1 or 2 results, but maybe you see trends that you can pick up on. I'm personally a big proponent of looking for teams to ride or fade early in the year. Can often pay huge dividends. One rule of college hoops betting that I've adhered to for years that I'd say to take under advisement, the 5-25 rule. Well, what exactly does that mean? Over the course of a 30-game regular season, you'll have college basketball teams who play 5 games up from what we expect and they're above their normal capabilities. They'll have 20 games where they play exactly like the team we expect them to be, and that's when the bookmakers have their numbers right, and 5 well below, letdowns, sandwiches, all sorts of other situational spots that you can take advantage of. If you've done your schedule analysis ahead of time, you can identify these weeks in advance, let them set up and play out. Same time, same place, next week, Todd's Take.